Okay guys, I'm here with my 7-0 pro, Tommy Gun McMillan. We're gonna be recapping UFC 314 and what techniques happened. First up, we're talking about Bryce Mitchell, Gene Silva, and how the finish came about. Bryce Mitchell looked frantic the whole time. It looked like he had a frantic, very nervous energy to him. Gene Silva, super composed. Bryce Mitchell was an orthodox stance. Gene Silva threw a liver shot, boom, right hand, ding, cracked Bryce. Bryce shot with a head outside high crotch. Gene Silva had good balance, good reaction. Elbowed his spine real hard, real tight. Bryce Mitchell brought his head inside pressuring. Look, Gene Silva put his left arm really deep and got a rear naked choke grip over the top. Left arm really deep, rear naked choke grip. This is a very dangerous choke. If you don't react to it right away, it's gonna be too late. Gene Silva started squeezing real tight. Bryce Mitchell tried to roll. His bite was so tight. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Passed Bryce Mitchell out with the ninja choke, power guillotine. This is how you do it. It's dangerous when people are shooting head inside. Their head's inside, and I have a down block hand, and he's really driving against the fence on me, and my hand's inside. It's a really easy way to slip the neck. Look at how deep my left arm is. The left arm is super deep where my elbow's in front of his Adam's apple. It's not like a normal guillotine like this. Left arm super deep. I get my chest over the top of the back of his head, grab my bicep, and start squeezing everything. Squeezing really tight, and it's gonna be too late. Even if they roll, I have such a good tight bite that I'm gonna follow them down and end up finish them with the ninja choke. So a good drill you can do at home is have a partner shoot head inside. I have a down block. Tuck the head, get my chest over the top, grab my bicep, and start squeezing. A very, very dangerous front headlock choke is the power guillotine. Okay, next fight we're gonna talk about is Paddy Pimblett versus Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler had a real wide, low stance. Paddy Pimblett landed some nice, clean calf kicks right at the beginning, and they were really affecting Michael Chandler. I don't think Michael Chandler expected how good Paddy Pimblett was controlling the distance. Every time Michael Chandler would change levels or come forward, Paddy did a real good job at pushing off his front feet and getting out of range. Michael Chandler said in the corner that he's having a tough time getting to him. And one way Michael Chandler gets to people is he changes levels with the straight to the gut, and he throws overhand left into southpaw overhand left. So this time, Paddy Pimblett threw a beautiful knee, and he didn't throw it so hard where he was off balance. He just threw it probably 60%, and Michael Chandler ran into it. So this is what happened. Michael Chandler went to throw his right hand, squared his stance. Paddy threw just a clean knee, and it cracked him right in his eye. Again, as soon as Michael Chandler turned his shoulder over to throw the right hand, Paddy threw the knee, boonk, and it hit him right in his eye, and it really affected Michael Chandler and busted it open with a pretty heavy cut. Something you can practice at home is just throwing real clean knees, not throwing knees so hard where you're going into a southpaw stance, or throwing knees so hard where you're gonna fall on your back and lose balance. Remember, when the guy's coming in and you're throwing a knee up the middle, this is like a bowling ball, so it doesn't need to be hard. It's better to throw it smooth with good balance. Good timing, knee straight up the middle by Paddy Pimblett. Okay, next big thing that happened, Paddy Pimblett versus Michael Chandler, is this is the takedown that Paddy Pimblett hit. No one expected this. Michael Chandler is a Division I wrestler, very, very strong, explosive wrestler, but he's really tired from the previous round. And this is a beautiful sequence that Paddy hit. Both orthodox. Michael Chandler changed levels. Paddy Pimblett got a little bit lower than him, got inside, head inside of the single leg, and didn't hang out here long. He ran the pipe, his head went outside, flared the leg, and rushed him. Michael Chandler tried to cut his right arm back, but Paddy pressured in so tight that he wasn't able to. Okay, so now Paddy hit a mat return. A big lift, took him to the mat, boom, and as soon as he landed, Michael started building up, and Paddy slid a top hook in, just like this. Top hook in here, where he trapped his wrist. He was really able to start beating on him here for a while. This was a bad spot for Michael Chandler to be in. Paddy Pimblett is very good at jiu-jitsu, very good at taking the back. Most wrestlers at that level, they don't develop a really good guard. Their way to get up is to go to all fours and get up. But Paddy Pimblett, being the good black belt he is, really controlled this position. Had a lot of pressure with this top hook. He would try to attack the rear naked choke a few times, but Michael kept going to his back. Later on, he ended up getting him in mount, a really tight mount here. Michael Chandler would give up his back and go back and forth to mount. This is the first time you saw the 12-6 elbows come into play. Paddy Pimblett was beating him down with 12 to 6 elbows. It really affected Michael Chandler. In this turtle position, Michael Chandler was watching his face bleed out and really tired. Michael Chandler didn't have a good mount escape. He didn't have a good mount escape where he was able to get to half guard, get underhook. He was just kind of stuck in mount, and Paddy Pimblett's jiu-jitsu and strength really just took over here. Michael Chandler was really gassed, and this is where he got the TKO. So we'll run through it one more time, what Paddy Pimblett did. They both kind of crashed. Paddy Pimblett got a little bit lower than Michael Chandler, got his head inside single and didn't wait here. Got him moving right away, got his head outside, flared the leg. Michael Chandler ran away, and Paddy blitzed him. Michael Chandler tried to pull his right arm back to the underhook, but Paddy did a good job at beating him to it and pressuring so tight where he had him trapped. Right away, did a big lift and a mat return, and right as soon as Michael started building up, you can see Paddy throw his top hook in right away. Top hook right away. This was a good spot where he was able to beat on him. He got a wrist ride for a while, and Michael Chandler was really stuck here a few times. Michael Chandler went to the belly out. Paddy Pimblett put both hooks in and had him real stuck. So then Michael went back to mount, and this is where Paddy utilized, for the first time we've seen it really, the 12 to 6 elbows. Really battered his face with the 12 to 6 elbows and really hurt him. This is where Michael Chandler could have been better at doing some basic jiu-jitsu. Instead of just trying to use his athleticism to bridge him and get out of there, he could have bumped, got his bottom leg flat, got to half guard, got his frames, and started to wrestle up this way. But a lot of wrestlers, they don't really develop a good guard in jiu-jitsu. They rely on their athleticism and just get into the fence, get into turtle position to get up. And Paddy Pimblett really exposes jiu-jitsu and just shows how good and strong and confident Paddy Pimblett is with his jiu-jitsu. All right, boys, one of the things Volk did so well, and they do at the highest level, is just stay focused. One of the things that I like for focus is VIIA. They're a quality product. They have low milligrams, they have high milligrams. They're made in America. They're all organic, made with no pesticides. They have gummies, they have flour, anything you need, top to bottom, they have VIIA has it. You know, one of my favorite holidays coming up is 4/20, and VIIA has some great deals, so if you want to try it, now's the time. And we got a sweet deal for all my fans. Code TIM for 15% off. Again, that's code TIM for 15% off. Okay, now we're going to talk about Volkanovski and Diego Lopes. Volk does have a habit sometimes at throwing his jab, and when he backs up, getting higher than he was before and floating his chin. And in round 2, Diego Lopes countered off that beautifully. He waited for Volkanovski to jab. As soon as Volkanovski jabbed, he attacked him with a double jab right hand. So Volkanovski jabbed, and he attacked him with a double jab right hand. Boom, cracked him hard, dropped him. Volk wrestled up to a single leg, and then they started scrapping, and then Diego threw a little head kick, and that was one of the most significant things that happened in round 2. So, again, I've talked about it before. You gotta be careful when you're backing up. You don't wanna get higher than you were before, because you're trusting that you're faster than this guy. Your chin's up, you have no idea how explosive and how fast that guy can cover distance. So if I'm backing up with my chin exposed, this guy could expose me with a good right hand if they bring their feet with them, and that's what happened. So again, Volk jabbed, he slipped, he go double jab, bink, right hand, dropped him, wrestled up to the single leg, and they started slugging a few times, and Volk recovered right away. So again, when you're in practice, something you can do is when you back up, make sure that you're pushing off your front foot and you're getting lower than you were before. You're not backing up and getting higher than you were before, or you're susceptible to get cracked. So staying disciplined in the mirror, pushing off your front foot, guiding back, and then circling around. Guiding back, and then circling around. Even if I throw a punch, boom, and then I back up, float back like this, compared to throwing a jab, then backing up like this. Again, how it happened, he threw a jab, floated back, boom, double jab right hand, wrestled up, and they started slugging. So that was one of the most significant punches Diego Lopes landed in round 2. So some of the things Volkanovski does really well is after he punches, he's going left, he's going right. When he ducks his head, you don't know if a big right hand, a big left hook's coming. You don't know if he's changing levels, gonna blitz through you in a double leg. He's one of the best ever to really mix it up. So every time Volk would change levels, with his head. You don't know if a double leg was coming. You don't know if a right hand left hook was coming. He was really good, kicking the legs, moving left, moving right, especially with a big puncher like Diego Lopes. You don't want to sit in front of the guy and slug with him. That would be Diego Lopes' best chance at winning. So Volkanovski stayed disciplined, looked like the great Volkanovski at really just mixing it up, making him guess. So a drill you can do at home or at your gym yourself is just working on your footwork. Bouncing right, bouncing left. After I throw a strike, not doing the same motion every time. If every time I punch, I float out to my right. Every time I punch, I float out to my right. Good people are gonna start getting reads on you. So Volkanovski, boom, he'd float this way sometimes. He'd float this way sometimes. He'd change levels, throw a right hand, change levels into a shot. So even with your partner, you can move around and really make the level change look the same. If I level change for a shot, it looks like this. If I level change, throw my punches, it looks the same. So mixing it up, and when I exit, not exiting the same way. Exiting left, exiting right, really mixing it up, and it's just gonna take lots of practice and years of reps. So one thing Diego Lopes, he doesn't do a lot of head movement. You don't see him moving around like Ilya, where he's changing levels, rolling underneath. Diego Lopes has a very good chin. He's a big featherweight. So he's trying to stalk you down. He doesn't move his head. He really trusts his chin, and you saw it hold up. Volkanovski throwing big right hands, big left hooks, landing right on the chin with Diego Lopes, and it wasn't even affecting Diego Lopes. So, in my opinion, I think Diego Lopes could improve at just mixing in some kicks, changing levels, punching to the body a little bit, and maybe not head hunting so much, but easier said than done. Okay, boys, that's a wrap. So that's how Gene Silva finished Bryce Mitchell. That's how Paddy Pimblett finished Michael Chandler, and that's how Alexander the Great got the UFC featherweight title back. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit that subscribe button, it helps out a lot, and comment what you think below, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.